What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 28, and we start today's episode off with a game against Chelsea here at the Hawthorns. Of course, the penultimate game of the season. In the last episode, we lost the FA Cup final to Manchester City, which really did suck. And of course, as we already know, and I've already said before, we have guaranteed a 7th place finish now. As you can look at the league table, we can't finish lower than that because Newcastle have already played their game. We've got a game in hand on them now. So the lowest we can finish is 7th. We can still finish 6th if we overtake Chelsea by winning this game and then hopefully winning the next game. But of course, our final game is away at the Emirates against Arsenal, battling for a Champions League spot. So, you know, we probably weren't going to finish any higher than 7th. But I did say, you know, the highest we could probably finish this year was 7th, 8th or 9th. You know, the media said at the start of the season that, you know, we'd finish 18th. That was their predicted finish for us. And I said that was an absolute joke. We are so much better than that. And I knew we'd finish mid-table. I thought personally it would be around 10th, 11th, 12th, that sort of area. But we've overperformed this year massively. And to finish in a guaranteed top 7 place is fantastic. So even though we lost the FA Cup final, and even though these last 2 games basically mean nothing, it's still been a great season. And we did have to make a few changes for this game because there were a lot of tired players after that game against Manchester City at Wembley. And Chelsea almost took the lead as you'd expect early on, but Diego Costa's shot hit the bar. We also had an injury in the 40th minute, and Craig Gardner, our central midfielder, he ended up getting an injury and he'll be out for 3 months. But of course, it's the end of the season, it doesn't matter. He might miss the start of next year, but it doesn't matter. Like it's not going to do anything for us for the rest of the season because he's a player who barely plays anyway, but had to include it regardless. A few minutes later we had a free kick. Chris Brunt swung the ball in and Yusuf Malumbu's header was well saved by Courtois and Chelsea cleared. And in the second half Chelsea came forward again. Here they were looking quite threatening when they came forward with Diego Costa, but Costa's shooting boots clearly weren't laced up properly because he kept on missing the goal, and that's showing wide of the post and out for a goal kick. So still scoreless, and in the 67th minute another great chance for Chelsea. Diego Costa finds Matic finds Cesc Fabregas shoots, and it's a great save by Ben Foster, who turns it over and puts it out for a corner. But in the 89th minute we were hanging on for a point here, just to get ourselves a draw would be nice. Our last home game of the season, a draw against Chelsea would be a great result for us. But I wasn't exactly parking the bus, but I was trying to defend as good as possible, and unfortunately for us we just couldn't hang on. And it was Jerome Boateng, a new signing for Chelsea, who got the goal. And it was frustrating as well because I genuinely believed that Ben Foster should have done better. The header was met and it was straight at Foster really. He parried it straight into the feet of Jerome Boateng, and it was a simple finish for the German defender. So Chelsea did indeed take the lead with just minutes to go, and it ended up doubling the advantage in stoppage time as well. Diego Costa finally got a goal after so many attempts on goal and smashed it past Ben Foster, who actually did make a few good saves in this game, but of course I only showed the very, very brief highlights. But yeah, Costa did get a goal here, made it 2-0 to Chelsea, and they would indeed claim the 3 points. It was a great ball by Hazard as well, lovely little side heel to him, split the defence, and Costa smashed it past Ben Foster. So West Brom 0, Chelsea 2 was the final score. We expected to lose, we did lose, and that meant that going into the final game, 7th place was automatically locked. We couldn't go up, we couldn't go down, we would finish in 7th. Of course, winning this game, we would have overtaken Chelsea and gone into 6th by a single point. But because we lost it, it means that Chelsea take a, 5-point gap on us, and that means that we will have to settle for a 7th place finish, which again I don't mind. It's still disappointing to lose, obviously, but I wasn't really bothered about these 2 games. I was genuinely thinking about simulating them, but then I thought, nah, I wanted to play them because I like playing as many games as possible, and there you go. But still, the final game was going to be against Arsenal here at the Emirates Stadium, and of course, you know, we had literally no incentive to play this game because of course we were locked in 7th. But Arsenal, as you can see, currently sitting in 5th place. They were doing everything they could to try and overtake Liverpool on the final day and qualify in 4th, and have another 4th place finish for them, and qualify for the Champions League again. So I guess our only incentive for this game was to try and ruin Arsenal's hopes of a 4th place finish. That's all we could do. We couldn't go anywhere. So even so, we were trying to end the season strong regardless. You know, like I never really liked the idea of a mid-table side sort of giving up with a couple of games to go. I always like to try and finish as strong as possible and try and avenge that defeat to Chelsea and make sure we wouldn't have 3 defeats in a row to City, Chelsea and Arsenal. But as you can see by the team I picked, I rested a lot of players. I changed the squad around massively. Players like Kingsley Coman came in and Andre Wisdom starting at centre-back in this game. Massive changes for this game, because obviously there was lots of fitness problems, as there were a few games happening in quick succession, and that did mean I needed to rest a lot of the players. And it was Arsenal who would take the lead, as you'd expect here at the Emirates, in the 21st minute. The former Manchester United striker Danny Welbeck was played forward, and Welbeck smashed it past Foster and made it Arsenal 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. So worst possible start here at the Emirates, as Welbeck got his 14th goal of the season. And in the 37th minute, Welbeck's on the ball and finds Ramsey. Ramsey finds Arteta, who slides it through towards Danny Welbeck. Lovely passing, but what a lovely goal by Danny Welbeck. Gets his second goal of the game, and I was finding it so hard to stop the English striker from breaking through. And that was one of the best goals I've seen the AI score against me, because it was an inch perfect chip. As you saw with Ben Foster, I held down triangle briefly because I thought Welbeck was going to run through one-on-one. Then I noticed there was a covering player in Andre Wisdom, and so I tried to get Foster back on his line. But the chip by Welbeck was just exquisite. It was genuinely perfect. An inch higher and it probably would have clipped the bar. Inch lower and Foster probably would have got fingertips on it. But instead it goes just underneath the bar and into the back of the net. So what a lovely goal by Welbeck, and he made it 2-0. But that goal was lovely. But here in the 43rd minute there was another great chance here, this time for us. And you know, Welbeck's second goal was lovely, but I think this goal was even better. Brilliant run by Berahino. Put a defender on the floor, rounded the goalkeeper Ospina, stopped the ball, tight angle, Mertesacker covering and a man on the line, and yet I still squeezed the ball into the back of the net through the legs of Mertesacker, and the man on the line couldn't head it away. And I thought that was a brilliant goal by Berahino. You know, a great show of pace. And I've talked about Berahino before. You know, he's such a great striker. You know, he really is, and he's only 71 overall, which is bizarre because he seems so much better. He's really quick. He's got a good finish on him, and that was a really lovely goal. So 2 nice goals here by English strikers, and 3 in totals. It was Arsenal 2, West Brom 1, back in the game. But on the stroke of half time, Arsenal would score, and guess who got the goal? It was Danny Welbeck. He got his hat-trick in the first half, and I just found it impossible to stop the guy. I really did. His runs, his off-the-ball movement was crazy good. And when I did my demo first impressions video, I spoke about this year the AI off-the-ball runs are a lot more intelligent this year, and I think it showed in this game. You know, Welbeck's runs were fantastic, and I just couldn't stop him from breaking through our back line. So Arsenal 3, West Brom 1, all goals coming through Danny Welbeck, and we would score another goal in the 52nd minute. Danny Ings got the goal. So 3 English strikers doing very well in this game. 3 young English strikers looking very good in front of goal. Roy Hodgson must have been taking notes here, and that was a lovely goal by Danny Ings. Again, some nice passing, nice little fake shot around Mertesacker, and a good finish with his weaker left foot into the bottom corner. So Arsenal 3, West Brom 2, but in the 14th minute, we were still, in the 76th minute with 14 minutes to go, we were still behind in this game. Jordan Abita had a free kick which went just over the bar and out for a goal kick, and the last chance would fall 8 minutes later as Berahino collected the ball and found Jesse Lingard. Lingard on loan from United finds Danny Ings, who turns Mertesacker again, but this time his finesse shot is well saved by Ospina, and it's cleared away by Arsenal. And the game did finish 3-2 to Arsenal, so a disappointing loss. You know, that's 3 defeats in a row, and that's the worst possible way to end the season. You know, it's been such a great season, and then to have 3 defeats in a row is really poor. Of course, the FA Cup final against Manchester City, we lost it 2-1. That was really heartbreaking. And then to lose to Chelsea and Arsenal, again, we were favourites to lose all 3 of those games, but it's still quite disappointing. But you can't deny it's been a great season. It really has. And we got £7 million for our 7th place finish. We got 1 player in the team of the year. That was Ben Foster, our captain, and he also won Player of the Premier League as well, which is debatable, let's just say that, but fair enough. I said Ben Foster's been a great goalkeeper for us this year, and I'm not sure he deserved player of the competition, but fair enough. And as you can see, this is how the final league table finished. City retained the Premier League by finishing top with 77 points, then United in 2nd, Spurs in 3rd, Arsenal in 4th. They just pipped Liverpool to 4th place on the final day after they beat us, and Liverpool slipped up. And Liverpool 5th, Chelsea 6th. We finished in 7th, which was a fantastic finish for us. West Ham, Leicester and Burnley got relegated. So West Ham going down with 2 newly promoted sides in Leicester and Burnley. QPR kept themselves up. Southampton narrowly avoiding relegation. How about that? And also as well, the teams that are coming up next year, I forgot to show you this, but the newly promoted teams from the Championship are Norwich, Fulham and Watford. So Cardiff missed out on promotion, and it'll be Norwich, Watford and Fulham. So here's a look at the stats as well. Top scorers and assists. We had Ade and Berahino in your top scoring chart, Ade in the assist chart, and also Ben Foster finished second in the clean sheet chart, just behind the American goalkeeper Tim Howard, who finished as top dog. And here is a final squad report as well. So you can check out how the players did this season, what attributes they increased in, and also you'll see the stats of all the players as well. Although you won't see Andre Wisdom's stats because unfortunately his loan expired a day before this squad report, so that was kind of annoying, so apologies for that. But Wisdom was on a 70 when he finished. That's all you need to know, and he's a loan player anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, a final look at the attributes and you can see how the players did. Have to say, I'm very disappointed at some of the players. Will Hughes, despite being a first team regular, didn't grow a single rating. Jordan Abita, first team regular since like the 4th game, only went up 1. I mean, I was really disappointed about that. Yes, some good increases for Patrick Roberts going up by 4, and Brown Day went up a couple, Berahino went up by 4 as well. But I'm really disappointed in Will Hughes and Abita. I don't really know why they haven't grown. I was told in the comments, now I don't know if this is true or not, but I was told in the comments that if a player isn't growing despite getting a lot of first team football, a young player that is, the likelihood is that their their overall is currently locked and it's sort of glitched a little bit. And what you need to do is you need to loan them out on a short-term loan and then recall them a day or 2 later, and then their overall start to increase. I don't know whether that's true. If someone could tell me in the comments, that would be much appreciated. But I was told that by quite a few people. Someone told me on Twitter as well they had that problem with one of their players. So I think I'm going to have to do that next year. I'll have to sort of quickly loan out a Beta and loan out Hughes and then recall them. That would cost me like 400 grand, which is kind of annoying, but if it's going to fix the overall glitch, then we're going to have to do it, because there's no point in seeing Will Hughes, a player we brought for £4 million, staying at 70 overall for the foreseeable future, because I brought him in to grow and clearly he's not doing that. So it's kind of annoying to have a little glitch like that, but there you go. Still, a full look at the stats, a full look at the attributes. You can see some of our players did really, really well this year. I thought Brown today was one of our best, if not our best players. Berahino did well too, and as you can see, Wisdom's loan did indeed expire, and I just showed you the email after the squad report, that's why he wasn't in it. And also as well, a look at the contracts as well. We've got like 8 players who are going to get released at the end of the season, and there's only one player there that I wanted to extend the contract of. That's Donovan Daniels, the centre back. The reason being is because the centre back area was one of our weakest this year. Although we brought in Nastasic and Vestergaard, we still let in way too many goals, and I'm not sure about Daniels' potential, but he's a 64 overall. He's probably only, I think he's 21 years old, so he's probably got like 5 or 6 overalls to grow, and he could be a good squad player in the future. So nothing major. We give him a contract and we're waiting to see what he says, but the rest can go. I'm not a fan of any of those players really, so they can all go. And also as well, a youth squad monthly report. Kevin Savanier has just turned 16 years old. As you can see, his overall is listed at 66 to 74, and his potential looks very, very good indeed. He looks as though he's surely going to get into the mid 80s to high 80s, possible 90s even. As you can see, his potential is 84 to 94. I'm going to promote him right at the start of next season, and he's going to go straight into our first team, as Daniels accepts his contract extensions. We'll be here next year, and the rest will end up getting released. But yeah, there you go. That does indeed end the season. So as you can see, the last thing you'll see is the board basically say to us, we had a really good season. I put all my money in the wage budget as well, because apparently that's how you get a bigger budget. And yeah, you'll see the board basically said to us, you did really, really well this year, which is not a real surprise. I mean, we reached the FA Cup final, massive overachieving, finished in 7th place, really, really strong league finish. And yeah, it's been a super season. You know, it really has. I think it's been a great first season for us here at West Brom. We've built a great foundation to build on. Next year we should be in the Europa League if EA have got this right, and that's fantastic. And yeah, it's been a great first season, full of lots and lots of positives, and I'm really excited for next year. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the squad, but I'm sure we'll look somewhere. Definitely want to strengthen the defence and the wide areas in the winger positions, but other than that, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, there should be 4 episodes of career mode on the weekend as well, so you can get a real load of episodes. 4 episodes in total, so that's going to be around 50 to 60 minutes worth in one weekend where we'll start the new season. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow morning, where we'll be starting the new season with West Bromwich Albion.